Be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. You can definitely find us online because we are Adventures from the Shed online. We're going to be continuing our Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign brought to us by the Dungeon Master Jason. Jason, go ahead and kick us off.
Hello, welcome back. We are picking things back up where we left off, and yes, I am the Dungeon Master taking our adventurers through the massive city of Erridan. So let's kick things off by introducing each other like we always do.
Hey, this is Chris. I'm playing Ophidian, the Yuan T rogue.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were Yuan T. I'm Eli. I'm playing Raze, tiefling bard, who's currently disguised as a human monk.
And I am playing Joe. No, I am Joe, and I am playing Rolex, the Warforged Artificer, with Wilfred, his metal cat.
That's the size of a greyhound.
Yeah, approximately. It's about a 3-foot tall house cat made of metal.
Speaking of house cats, hi, my name is Randy, and I play Les, the Tabaxi fighter, who is very confused right now.
With good reason.
we are very confused here, and let's see here. Who wants to do... Eli, would you do the recap for us here?
I would. Thank you so much for volunteering me.
Yes.
So in our last session, we had just gotten off of the train. Well, most of the party had just gotten off the train, which was stopped by nefarious bandits in an attempted kidnapping. Hilarity ensues. The cat rolls a natural 20 again. I disguised myself as a city guard, and when I went to confront these kidnappers, they revealed to us that the city guard had been paid to ignore this incident. We fought the bandits. The obsidian guard and the actual city police officers were starting to come onto the scene. We quickly escaped, defeated the last of the bandits, and the woman, in abject terror, asked us, "What have you done?" and tried to run away. As of right now, she is running away, and we're all just kind of staring at her dumbfounded.
Absolutely.
I'm probably gonna cast sleep on her.
And there is a downed, probably the leader you would expect of these bandits, who has just been knocked unconscious by Ophidian. So that's where we're going to pick up.
Oh yeah, the monk that I'm disguised as.
Yes, the same one. Any questions before we get started?
What's the mass of the Earth?
Mass of the Earth? Oh my goodness, I can't tell you that off the top of my head. I used to know it actually, but I don't know it anymore.
Not a very good question, sorry.
No, it's all right.
This woman resisted the sleep spell from earlier?
Yes, she did.
Oof. Okay, so probably more than just a commoner.
You'd probably be safe in saying so, yes. You'd probably be safe in your estimation.
Yeah, now that we have a better look at her, who is she? Like, do I recognize her face?
Make a history check.
All right.
Can I as well?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Skills, history.
Do I get any advantage because some of my aliases deal with high society people?
I would say no, not yet.
All right, I'm just shooting for whatever I can get.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, yes!
With a natural 20, you knew it. So this is Shyla Steelden. She is the daughter of Yuri Steelden, the person who designed the tramways and tram systems for the Wintermere family. She is his daughter. She is actually a brilliant artificer herself, and she is a technological genius for the most part.
What's her father's name again?
Yuri Steelden.
Oh, Steelden.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so yeah, you would know who this person is then.
I imagine I do not have all this information.
With you got a 16. Yeah, with 16, you would know who she is. Yeah, you might not know about the fact that she's a brilliant artificer and she is, well versed in that kind of stuff here, but you would know who she is.
Okay. Why would? Whatever.
All right.
Oh,
Just why?
Yeah. So as you see Rolex and Wilfred running up here, you hear behind you, clink, clink. You hear more Obsidian Guard Warforged pouring into the city center, and you hear them, and you see like a lot of the people who are out there in the streets, like pointing down the alleyway. They went that way. They went that way, and the guards are trying to turn that way there.
We need to get off the street right now.
The woman, seeing the guards coming down off the distance here, she sees the person who was dragging her around dead on the ground. She looks over at him. She looks at you. She pulls out from her jacket a small metallic object. She flinks it in the air, and I need everybody to make me a intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Oh, actually, I have a
Jason,
decent intelligence.
Jason, do you want saves from the Steel Defender regularly, or are we just going to do that when it's
The Steel
specific?
Defender wouldn't be affected by this here,
Okay.
what she's doing.
Just curious, okay.
How's 19 sound?
19 sounds good.
16.
14?
Okay.
17.
So Les and Rolex, as this thing flies off Neil Rolex, you kind of look at it and you go, oh, that looks like an artificer type of object here, and then you immediately cover your eyes as you know what's about to happen. A massive beam of bright white energy ripples through the air, and you see like the people around the area in about a 20-foot radius like cover their eyes, like, oh my, I'm blind, and they starting to like fall. Some of them fall to the ground and like smash into like some of the carts and tables on there. Shikate and let's see here. Raze, you both fail, so both of you are both right now blinded at the moment as this happens. She then uses this to run away as far as she can and starts to try to like blend in with some of the people and things. Les and Rolex, since you're not affected by this, you guys do have an action if you wanted to try to do something since you do see this happening.
Let's just go to pursue.
So Les is going to continue after? Okay.
I don't know what can I do to help my companions who have just gotten blinded, if anything?
Well, as they get blinded here, and you and Wilfred, are okay. You look over and you can see coming down, probably about 80 or 90 feet away, there are heavy mechanical footsteps in Warforged. There's 3 Obsidian guards rushing your way, and they're running this way, and you hear them going, "Halt! Halt, citizens! Halt!" And clink, clink. You see Shikate kind of like, he opens his eyes, and his eyes are like bloodshot, and just Shikate and Raze, you just see like this haze of white over your eyes as you're trying to get yourselves oriented.
Then I would, with Wilfred's help, grab them and drag/pull them in the right direction to, I guess, follow Les.
Okay, all right. So, Les, you start to follow this person here. She is booking ahead of you, and she seems to be pretty dang quick for somebody who was being kidnapped. What do you want to do, Les? As Rolex, make me just a general strength check to see if you can pull both of them with Wilfred's help out of the way and get them to follow you down.
All right. Check strength. And let's see what we got. Average 10.
Okay, so with a 10, Shukate and Raze, you have the ability to resist as you feel these mechanical hands grab onto you. You can hear Rolex, come with me if you want to live, and starts like trying to pull you guys with him. What do you guys want to do?
I tell him to have his dog pull the Dresden Hook guy.
My cat, Wilfred?
Oh, is that what it is? It's cat. I don't know.
You
do not have a dog.
Yeah.
All right.
I will
Whatever
tell.
it is. I missed the part when it
I will
arrived.
tell my cat dog to pull.
Yes, cat dog.
Wilfred.
Dog.
Okay, make me a strength check for your dog to see if you can pull.
Wilfred, be experitious. I don't think I have the right number in here, but it'll be an average roll. Let's see.
It's a +2.
So 15.
Okay. All right. With the +2, he grabs onto the shirt collar and starts dragging him. Again, because he's dragging him, speed is reduced, but he's able to start moving him down there. As you guys start to move forward here, we'll have you guys all move with Les. She turns an alleyway and she starts to make her way down. Les, you're the closest one to her. Make me a perception check as you turn the alleyway to see her.
Okay, I have what is known as Cat's Talent, which gives me what did it say? Not advantage, is it? It's proficiency with perception and stealth skills.
Yep. So you add your proficiency bonus to your roll. Absolutely. Go ahead.
What was that to my roll? I didn't hear.
Well, it should automatically do it here because it should add proficiencies to. Because it's a proficiency bonus. It's not a.
Okay. Gotcha.
With a 2
That
less.
was a terrible roll sound.
Less with a 2, you turn the corner here and you see nothing. There's boxes down the alleyway. It's very cramped in there, and it goes up quite high. Again, you're in the middle of these like massively tall buildings. I know it doesn't seem like it may be on the map here, but they go up 10, 15 stories high, and you can see there are windows and terraces that are kind of like sticking out and jutting out in kind of this weird fashion. And some of the buildings are connected. There's like little makeshift like planks and gangways that are up there. And looking down the alleyway here, you don't see her.
Guys, I know she went down this way, but I have no idea where she went. Let's duck in here. Let's try to hide.
Okay.
Get us into the nearest building.
All right. So with that, the Obsidian Guard is running at you full speed here, and Joe, you're pulling Raze and Shukate with you, and your dog is your cat. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call it a dog here. Your cat.
We can just say Wilfred.
Yeah, Wilfred is pulling them there, and you have the people in the surrounding area like kind of pointing. It was them. They were the ones who were doing it here. You guys are moving slower right now, so it's up to you if you guys want to continue on this path and try to jump.
I just want to get off. I want to get off into a building. That's all I want to do. I don't want to get beyond the street. Also, can we? How long does this effect last for being blinded?
Well, we're going to go to that in just a second here. But since Joe is in charge of Rolex is kind of trying to get you guys out of there, what do you want to do, Joe?
I was specifically going to be following where Les went.
Okay.
So to that alleyway.
Raze is gonna like reach around for whoever's pulling him. I think it's best if we split for the moment. Safety is easier to achieve alone.
Agreed.
Oh, my eyes.
Isn't there safety in numbers?
In the fight, yes, but it will be easier to escape alone.
So we are not fighting?
All right, I'll continue.
Exactly.
Not against the guard.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? So make me the Shukate and Raze, make me another intelligence save real quick, please.
Oof, not looking forward to this. Oh my god.
That's a 1 and a 5. Oh my gosh, fellers.
Is it a magical effect? Is it like an advantage?
It's not. No, it's an artificer effect. So it's not that. So, but as this happens, you see clink, 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 these massive obsidian creatures popping, and you hear again the people who are around there like pointing towards you guys. There are buildings right next to you. You guys can jump into there and you guys can try to get yourselves away from there. But again, it's up to you guys as far as what you want to do. They are now in sight. They're now up into this alley.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do in the first place, be in a building.
Well, you're blinded though, so you're kind of like, get me in the building, get me in the building. So it's up to Rolex and Les as far as where you guys want to go, since you guys are still technically blinded for this round.
Should I leave you here to split?
Get me into a building.
So not splitting.
Get into a building now.
Yes, building.
Okay.
Les will grab Shukati Istini as he's going by now.
And Rolex will call for Wilfred to help him with Ophidian and Raze and leave the other thing.
Okay. Okay.
So drop, help with this one.
Okay. You see Wilfred like.
I just want to be as quick as possible getting them into a building.
Okay, so I need Rolex and Raze to make me stealth. Rolex and Les to make me stealth checks to get into a building without anyone kind of seeing what's going on and try to lose their way inside.
I have a bonus on that too, but if I roll 2 again,
let us see. Good gosh, yeah, I got a +4, but that gives me a whole 10.
Okay, we'll take less. We'll take the 17. So as Wilfred and starts like Raze, you feel like a nose on your butt, like pushing you forward into a building here. And then again, Les runs over and grabs you, Ophidian, and he just dives into one of the buildings that's going on there. There's 2 people here who are like looking at you guys, waiting, watching you as you're going into the building. They're not sure what to do, and they see the guards coming towards you. Les and Rolex, is there anything that you want to say to them as they are like looking to maybe point your way and say they're over here?
Split for safety.
Say to the people as we're passing.
Yeah, that's what I say to them because I was just
come
told,
on.
I was just told splitting for safety was a good thing.
I think Randy's computer died again.
Yep.
Randy froze
and then
in
Randy
Raze.
froze in Zoom.
Okay.
Actually, maybe Les just wanted to say, "Oh, come on!"
Yeah. Rolex, make me a.
There it goes.
There we go. There we go.
All right. Well, say to the people. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. There's people who are looking at you guys and who are going to be saying they went this way here, unless there's anything you want to say to them to make them stop doing that.
Look, we're actually trying to defend the people. Don't point her. Don't give us away.
All right, then the two of you make me. Either one of you can make the check with advantage, or both of you can roll, and we'll take the highest one for a persuasion check.
I'm not all that persuasive. Are you very persuasive there, Les?
Not exactly, no. But I can intimidate.
Can I assist
if you want to try to intimidate him, you can. Yeah.
I'm very persuasive.
Is that what you want to? Is that what you want to try, Les? You want to try to intimidate him?
You point at me like that, I'll break your finger.
And then, Raze, how would you want to try to help him? What would you do?
I clicked the persuasion thing accidentally. We were still in the middle of stuff, so ignore that. Sorry.
I would want to help by dropping disguise self to go back to normal and plead with them. We've been set up. Okay.
All right. Then, Raze, you can make the persuasion check or the intimidation check. Les, or you can make it here with advantage. It's up to you guys. Who wants to do it?
I don't know.
Unless Shukati has an idea as well. Shukati, you're there. You can help them if you want. How would you want to do it?
Well, I guess I guess technically mine would have been more. Yeah.
You're also the only one here who's actually dressed as a bad guy.
Yeah, you are dressed as a bad guy, right?
Yeah, I totally understand that. I was going to use that to my advantage. My plan was to tell them the Dresden Hooks have people everywhere, like kind of like threaten them. Yeah.
Okay.
It's more intimidation than I guess persuasion. I don't know if I want to do that.
Okay, so then, all right. So I need a decision then. What do you got? Who wants to make this roll here? All of the points are valid. I like them all. I think they can all work here, depending on what you guys roll.
I think whatever happens, as long as it's successful, I'm going to say it's because I told them to split for safety.
Yep, I agree. Fully agree.
I'd say Raze, just do what you're going to do, man.
Okay,
Raze.
Then I'm dropping disguise self, and I'm pleading with them. We've been set up. We need asylum.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion roll with advantage then, because you're being helped by everybody.
And I have Wilfred nodding his head, so
hell yeah,
he's agreeing with you.
20 total.
20 total. Okay, with that, you see the two people as you drop this, and your eyes are still like red and you still can't see things, but you hear Les and Rolex saying these things, and you hear the heavy footsteps coming behind you, and you just kind of plead with them, and they look at you, and one woman, she kind of goes, "Oh, this way here," and Les and Rolex, you're able to again go inside, and she's able to shut the door in front of you here, and you hear her outside talking, and some of the guards walk past. They went down that alley over there. I think that's where I saw them run. And you hear clink, 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 clink. A few minutes goes by, and you guys finally take a deep breath. What would you guys like to do?
Just for the record, I did not take a breath.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did not. you might try to do it because you see them doing it. I think you might try to do it. You're like,
I would definitely want to have a construct that does that.
Yeah.
Les would like to apologize to the lady because he's typically polite at all times, but at this point in time, he was just trying to help his friends.
Yeah, she like creaks open the door. She goes, "It's all right. It's all right. Just stay inside for a little while longer." And she closes the door again.
All right. Raze is gonna try to gather his bearings. Where the hell am I?
Yeah, you guys. If it takes probably about another minute or two, but the haze leaves your eyes, and you guys are now able to see again.
All right, I want to throw the Dresden Hooks gear back into my backpack.
Yep.
The bag and get back to this Shikati, look.
Yep.
This is why you do not stare directly into the sun, my friends.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if the sun wasn't on the street, things would have gone differently.
Indeed.
Let's wait until the woman.
Does anyone have a safe house around here? Raze. This isn't really my part of town.
Have we actually made it into District 12 yet?
You are, yeah, you're on the edge of District 12 now. You guys could skirt the buildings and make your way through there towards the Stew and Pearl, which is your closest, like, kind of safe house place that you can go to if you would like.
We do. The Stew and Pearl is relatively nearby.
Yeah, it would still take you a good chunk of travel, but we can get there if you guys wanted to go straight there.
It will take most of the day.
We should probably get out of here.
Well, that's fine. We can chat about what we think about Mrs. Shyla Steelman.
The guy that was left unconscious outside.
Yeah, did he get picked up?
Yeah, you hear footsteps out. You hear murmuring of the crowd because again the city is packed. You hear and again looking out through some of the cracks as you guys have been kind of peeking out from there. All you can see is bodies around you, backs and shoulders, and people kind of looking over things and trying to see what's going on and whispering. And then you can hear what sounds to be like carriages coming in and people putting bodies inside of a actual cart. You can hear some of the murmuring. Yeah, you can hear some of the murmuring.
Unconscious.
You can hear some of the you can like, what? That were four bandits were killed? I know they weren't bandits. They were part of the Dresden. They were Dresden fishery people. What? Why would they be out here doing this? Did they attack the train? You hear all these things going back and forth over the next several 30, 40 minutes here as the scene is cleaned up and things are being done.
Well, actually, after a couple minutes after we hear the Obsidian Guard footsteps go away. Is the knocked out guy still on the street? I'd like to get him if I can.
No. Again, there's an immediate crowd of people around the street, and one of the Obsidian Guard Warforged was there, keeping people away because it's a crime scene. So they are there. It's not like they stopped and they walked away. There are other Warforged that went out and were looking for you guys, but luckily enough, with Raze's successful persuasion, they provided you shelter and hid you away.
Okay.
You guys can always try to go out there while the Warforged's out there if you want to try to disguise yourself. There's always things you can do, but it's up to you guys.
Oh, I can go out there as myself, as the journalist Shikati Estini, and just get my story.
As can I. I look nothing like anybody that was at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I can go.
I do have a disguise kit. I can use that to put some makeup on the cat.
I can wait here for safety.
Actually, 1 second. He just goes towards the fireplace and just throws a bunch of soot all over his fur and makes it all black and gray.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I like it.
Absolutely. Okay. So are you guys heading outside as they're cleaning up the crime scene and stuff?
Yeah, I'm just going to show up as I work for the Erridan Gazette, which is known, not a big deal.
So as you walk out, it is, again, you have to kind of push people out of the way because there's about 7 rows of people deep surrounding this crime scene area. And as you make your way up here, you can see now there are several of the Obsidian Guards that are standing there, these massive 9-foot tall Warforged machines with heavy, looks to be black armor. They have their weapons out and they have their hands out and they are, holding people back. And there's a couple of individuals who are humanoid who are standing over the dead body in the street and the unconscious one, because again, you knocked the person out. The unconscious body is again being loaded up into a wagon. And as you walk up, you see there's an individual with a Warforged. He puts his hand up on your chest, Shikatin, as you're trying to get closer and goes, "Citizen, please stay back. This is a live crime scene."
I went to Erridan Gazette. I need to get the story for the paper. I have press passes.
He doesn't move. His hand just stays right there with you. He again repeats, "Citizen, stay back. This is a active crime scene for your safety."
What information can you give me then on this person, these criminals?
He again repeats the same thing. He goes, "Citizen, please stay back. This is an active crime scene for your safety."
All right, I will keep annoying him so everybody else can do something. I will keep him occupied.
And again, there are humanoid officers and guards wandering around in the middle of the thing here, so you can try to reach out to them. But the Warforged, you can see they're not like Rolex, who has a consciousness and is able to process.
Right, yeah, I got you. All right,
they are more machine kind of things.
Okay, I will try to interact with someone else.
Okay, Raze. Raze and Les, and Rolex, you said you're staying inside, right?
I mean, I guess I would step out when they do, but I'm not going into. I'm not going to
Okay.
put myself into any situation. Just going to
Okay.
stand back as an observer.
Okay. All right. Absolutely. Les, as you walk out, you kind of like, are you trying to go up into the crowd as well, Les, or are you going to hang back with Rolex?
He was going to hang back and probably go one at a time, just so that it doesn't look as suspicious like a group of four.
Okay. All right. Raze, what do you want to do then?
I want to listen around, see if I can hear the woman who granted us sanctuary.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. When you guys came out, she was right next to the door because she was kind of standing by the door, making sure no one came in. So she's right there for you. She's an older woman. She's got partly graying hair. She's wearing typical kind of district 1512 robes and stuff like that. Not a little bit grungy, but she does her best to keep them clean. And she's standing there as you guys come out. What would you like to say to her?
Madam, were you the one that granted us asylum?
She looks at you. She goes, "Yes, I was."
You have my deepest thanks. Please accept this token. And I will hand her. I need to check my actual inventory so I don't accidentally give her coin that I don't have.
Chuck E. Cheese token.
Dang. Okay. Wait. How do I only have 15? That can't be right.
You should have 150 gold minimum right now. Because you didn't go on the train.
Yeah, all the money you saved going on the train. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess a 0 did not get put in. I will hand her a single gold piece.
She looks at you. She goes, "Thank you. I appreciate that. I would advise you guys to stick to maybe some of the back alleys around the meat and mash over there. It's probably the safest way out of here. There's quite a bit of guard running around."
Thank you for the advice.
Yes. She goes. She also looks at you and she goes, "And the Winter's Guard here. They are very, very, very active. I've never seen a response like this to any kind of bandit activity or gang activity here. Something significant went down today. So if you were really set up, I would watch your backs very carefully."
I will make sure of it. And it may come of no surprise, but perhaps the response is linked to someone getting paid off. I'll give her a knowing look and gesture with my head towards the guards.
She goes, "Well, that's not new. That's not news in this type of town."
Of course not.
Well, keep yourself safe. Shikate, as you've been annoying the Warforged for a while, you see finally one of the Winter's guard get up. They're wearing light blue style looking armor. They have white kind of capes going down their backs, and they are carrying what looks to be an assortment of weaponry across them. Things look like crowd control, like batons, rods, and they also have swords and heavier weapons with them. One of them walks over to you, and he sees that you're kind of like giving the Warforged, hey, and he walks over. And he goes, "All right, what is it? What do you want here?"
Shikati Yastini, Erridan Gazette. I'm just trying to get the story on the. I heard of the Dresden Hooks trying to do something crazy.
He looks at you and he goes, "Yes, they appear to be potential ties to the Dresden ports here. We are not ready to make any official statements that they are pertaining to that particular group, but that appears to be what it is. It looks like they were potentially the ones in charge of the train derailment, and there are several dead. We do have one person who is in custody who is getting medical treatment, and as soon as he is awake, we will be questioning him on the purposes of this particular attack."
And what can you tell me about the kidnapping?
He looks at you and he goes, "We were not aware of a kidnapping. All we had from the statements of people around here was there was a loud explosion followed by a brawl between several individuals and the Dresden Hooks. If there's a kidnapping or something that you know, then you should report this to us immediately."
Well, it's just what I had heard. I'm trying to get my facts straight now for the paper.
He looks at you and he goes, "Yes, no, we have not heard of anything as far as a kidnapping, a potential kidnapping. This seems to be a isolated terrorist attack on the Wintermere family and, of course, the city of Erridan itself."
So what was the purpose? Just blow up a tramway? Just cause problems?
He looks like I cannot discern at this time as far as their motivations, but if it is a terrorist attack and they are attacking the Wintermere family, then yes, this would be a prudent attack on them.
Great, now we're labeled as domestic terrorists.
We're not. The Tristan Hooks are.
I know that
Anyways,
and you know that, but these cops look pretty stupid.
All right. Miss Istini, if you have anything else here, I'm sure the Erridan Gazette, we will be releasing a full statement to them shortly after we have concluded our investigations.
Of course. I got nothing left for these guys.
Okay. You do see them picking up bodies. You do see them, again, cleaning up the area and starting to disperse people. You guys are free to do what you want at this point. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I guess we could make our way to the Stew and Pearl, but what does everybody think? I have a feeling, because Shyla was kind of a little irritated that we were trying to rescue her, like she was in on the kidnapping, probably for some ransom or something with her family. Maybe she's, I don't know. What are the ideas everybody has?
That her name was Shyla? What was the...
Shyla Steelden?
Shyla Steelden is her name.
If I were a betting man, I'd say that she was wanting to escape, not be kidnapped. Perhaps her family's rules and regulations have just become too much for her.
Well, maybe she's a rich girl, doesn't like a rich daddy, wants to stick it to him, that kind of thing. Maybe she's part of one of these factions. Who knows? There's definitely a lot more going on. We should maybe get a meeting with her. See if we could try to make her,
Where do you think she would have gone?
make a bad decision. What's that?
Where do you think she would have gone?
I have no idea.
So as you guys are starting to have this conversation, you're starting to make your way down, and you do notice there is an increased amount of Obsidian Guard and Winter's Guards who are there, and they're seeming to go into each one of these mega kind of city blocks. They're walking into each building, and it looks like they're searching for something around the area. They are going through, and they are like kind of going through every single alleyway. You see some of them coming up there. They have what appears to be light cantrips on some of their equipment, and they're kind of like shining through and looking through different like alleyways and things like that. They're looking at some of the people who are like living on the streets and like pulling up some of the blankets at them and in some of the tents that they're in here. And there's a heavier presence of guard activity, and they're searching for something or someone as you guys are making your way towards the Stew and Pearl. Is there anything that you guys want to do on the way, or what shall we speed our way to there?
Is there a way I can get a message to Annette Diva?
How would you like to do that?
Is there a way I can do that? Is there some type of magic technology? I thought there was something in the city.
There are messenger services. Yeah, I just didn't know if there was, you have a specific way you want to do it. So in the district here, you are moving through. There are several little stations that are like delivery stations and stuff like that. You see there's the Pixies Post, and you see some other ones out there, and they can send messages around the city. Not as fast as like instant delivery, but it will take several hours to get there, depending on where you're going. But it's the fastest way to send a message across the city right now.
How secure is this message?
It depends on how much you pay.
Okay, what's the cost for the most secure messaging service?
So as you make your way in there, you kind of like say, "Hey guys, I need to stop in there." You open the doorway into one of the sides of the buildings here. It's kind of like built off to the side of it here, and there's a lot of these little hubs that are throughout different districts, so they can connect to different things. And there's a elderly woman who's in there. She has like tiny spectacles on, and you walk up to her and you say, "How much is it for your safest delivery?" She goes, "Oh well, safest delivery here. What kind of a message is it? Is it something that is written? Is it a verbal message? Is it something that needs to go in terms of canisters? What is it going to be here?"
I need it to be the most secure. I don't care if it's voice or written.
Oh, okay. Well, the most secure then. She reaches down below her desk, and she pulls out some like notes, and she's looking, and she goes, Yes, yes, there we are. Okay, all right. The most secure, we would have the message sent via the via this creature here. She snaps her fingers, and a small little almost looks like to be a raven, but it's has like the head of a not like a dragon, but like a lizard. It's like a reptile style head, and it comes down to large wings. And she goes, "This creature here will only deliver a message to the person that it is destined to. This creature, you tell the message to, and they repeat it back in your own words.
So only the one person and never more?
Yes, it will fly over to there, and we will provide safe
Well, to
passage
Raven.
for and receipt of delivery here. It would be 37 gold pieces for that.
All right, I will pay the 37 gold.
Okay.
But never more.
What do you as you say this here, she takes out a small, like looks to be like small wand. It looks very brittle and old, and she just kind of taps the creature on the head, and the creature, like its head like elongates, and it brings its ear like up to your head, and she goes, all right, I'm not listening, and she scoots away from the actual desk, and she goes into the other room.
Don't worry, I'm not listening. Blah 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 blah.
I don't know much about a net diva. Is there another more uncommon language that you might speak that I could use? Or
Yeah, I mean, what language do you speak?
I speak Abyssal, Common, Draconic, and Thieves' Cant.
I would say she knows Thieves' Cant because she deals with a lot of underhanded stuff. So yeah, Thieves' Cant, she definitely knows.
So I will use that jargon and whatnot, and codes and whatever, basically just to say Tristan Hooks, terrorist attack on the tram, attempted kidnapping of Shyla Steelden. Possible Shyla Steelden is in on the kidnapping.
Okay. All right. So with that, the creature gives you a little bit of a nod, and then it flutters its wings. And then as soon as this happens, the woman comes out. Are you done?
Yep.
All right. She walks over and she goes, all right. She takes your coin and she goes, all right, off you go. And she opens up one of the roof slats, and the creature flies out, and the message will be delivered.
Awesome.
She hands you a little looks to be a little coin here. It's made out of like some sort of like a thin material. And she goes, once your message is received, this will start to glow for you. This is your way of knowing that your person that you delivered the message to has indeed received your message.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Okay, with that, you guys are heading over to the Stew and Pearl.
I would like to make note of something, because you said the guards were searching just anywhere for something or someone, right?
Yes.
What is the smallest container that they seem to be looking into?
Like crate size, like barrels. So they're not like looking in like tiny little boxes. They're like opening up things that a person could potentially fit in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. So it takes you guys a while to get there on foot, especially because you guys are being a little bit cautious of some of the guards that are running around, and some of them have like streets blocked off and things. But eventually you make your way deep into District 12. Night falls. And again, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's day or night in parts of the city, because so much of the sky is blocked out by these massive buildings. And there are so many people running around. Like, again, some streets that you go down, it is legitimately like, shoulder to shoulder. And you guys have to kind of like go sideways to get through different areas here. There are street vendors and merchants that are, touting their wares and things. And you have to kind of keep yourselves apprised of your pockets and your coin, because there are plenty of street urchins that are out there preying on people. But again, with your guys' passive perceptions and your abilities to make your way through, you don't have any issues with that. As you make your way down closer, though, you all notice coming out of District 12, there is a bright green barrier that is now reflective around probably 2 or 3 of these city blocks. This is the quarantine area. And again, there are several warforged that are standing outside of it, and there seems to be very minimal activity out there. You can't really see into it. It's like a translucent green barrier, and there are arcane symbols etched all throughout the ground in the cobblestone streets that are illuminating and radiating this energy up around this particular part of the city. Raze, as you make your way past that stuff, you see that there is a massive building. It's probably about 2 stories taller than any other buildings around it here, and this would be the area that you know of. You make your way inside the building and you head up about 13 stories. And as you make your way up, you're going around each one of these. It's like a spiral staircase that goes around each entire every single thing, and you're going up there. As you go up there, you see there's housing. People who are living on top of each other. You see that there are some houses that are converted into like shops and things. Inside some of the center atrium places that are inside the center of this place here, they're like common areas where people can go to the bathroom. They have like set up like group showers and toiletries and things like that. And you make your way all the way up to the 13th level, where you make your way past about seven doors, and there is the stew and pearl. There is a large, heavy door, and there is just an S and a slight T that is like etched on the upper part of it here, as they try to keep it to those who know what it is. And there is a slider viewport on there that is currently closed. What would you like to do, Raze?
Any of you need to make any stops?
Raze, I have been watching your back carefully since we left that lady like she said. I feel it is distracting. How is this safe?
Wandering eyes can gather unwanted attention. Stay focused, Rolex.
On your back?
Does it matter that I'm dressed as Shikari Isni from the Erridan Gazette? Should I change into something a little more comfortable for the rest of these people?
You haven't. I mean, that'd be your call. You haven't been to this building yet, so. And again, you're not familiar.
I'm asking Raze.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking me. My apologies.
There's a journalist going to show up to your place. Is that cool? Or,
go. Yeah, my apologies. I thought you were asking me. I'm like, you've never really been here before. That's a good question, Raze.
Has Shukati been here before?
Apparently not, from what he said.
No.
Well, if you haven't been here before, and stay quiet of your occupation, you should be fine.
Well, my rep might get around,
I will leave it up to you.
All right. See how it goes.
Okay. All right, Raze. As you walk up to the door, you knock on it. You see nothing but like chest of something, and then a head comes down and looks at you, and he says, how many times does the sun set?
5. And I will turn to my companions.
Mm-hmm.
We answer 3. Well, I answer 3.
3.
He looks at you.
3.
He looks at all of you, and he gives a little bit of a nod, and he stands up, and again, all you see is chest, and you hear clink, 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 clink. Like you hear like what sounds like a very large amount of locks, and then. And as you enter inside, you see that there is a large room before you, and it's pretty crowded inside of there. There's several round tables that are set up, and there are quite a few people who are sitting there. A lot of them hooded and cloaked and things. And there is a bar area with looks to be a kitchen and things in there as you make your way inside. Raze, what are you looking for when you go in?
What was it that we were coming here to look for?
The Timeless Fang.
Timeless Fang. Oh, that's right.
Everyone just make me a perception check, then, so you can see what's on there. Everyone just make me a perception check.
Perception.
I can do perception.
Where are my skills at, yo?
In particular, I will be looking for faces that I know, people that I've had friendly encounters with before,
Mm-hmm.
and also anybody who can make change.
Okay, so Ophidian, as you're looking around here, you notice there are a few individuals that you are familiar with, people that you haven't really had interactions with as Shukate, but you have had interactions with them in the past. They are seemingly just kind of there hanging out at the moment. They're not really there, what you would say, like, up around and doing a bunch of different things. But they are in there. And one of them is pretty interesting to you. You find that there is, what's her name here? I lost it in my notes real quick here. I'm sorry. Where is my page at? Come on, computer. There we go. Thank you, computer.
Computer. Computer.
All right, you find there is Silmer Lufina is there, and she is actually one of the what's the right word? Paralegals, I guess, because again, you've been trying to get into the legal realm with the Pashar family. She is sitting there and she's over at a table off in the back, and she has been talking to an individual who looks to be, a hooded figure, well armed, well armored, and is sitting there like intently listening. You can't hear because she's across the room, but you do recognize her. She is again under Vivian Delacourt, who is the main legal consort to Jean Dal Pashar. So you see her in there. She's a little bit above your level as far as where she's at in the council with Jean Dal, but you definitely recognize her, and you kind of keep yourself a little bit hidden so that she doesn't maybe call you out right now. But you do notice her before she notices you.
Right, but she doesn't know Shikati Istini.
She doesn't know that person, but again, Wanti can't change their face, right?
No, I have disguise kit, so I always change my look all the time.
Okay, all right. Well, again, I just want to make sure you're aware of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then Raze, you see your friend Cormat sitting over towards the back of the bar, looking very, very nervous and very, concerned about things.
I'm going straight to him. This is my friend. This is my buddy. This
Okay.
is my drinking buddy.
Okay. And then Rolex and Les, you don't really notice anything. You notice the bar, and Les is like, I could use a drink right about now. And
Rolex notices my back.
Les notices his nose and is now focusing on that. I can see it. That's weird.
Yeah.
Never noticed that before.
Rolex, where are you going to go? Are you going to go with Raze? As you guys came in here, Shikata, you see, this person that you recognize, but Raze immediately just spots somebody he knows and just moves forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rolex
what was
will
the name?
be.
Was it Lucina? Is that the last name?
Yeah, Lufina, yes.
Rolex will be staying near enough to Raze that he can watch his back carefully.
Okay. All right. So Raze, you have this Warforged come towards you, and you see Corvat. He's like kind of like nervously like sitting in his seat, like he's rubbing his hands together, and he's just going, oh, God. As he sees you walk in, he goes, Raze, is that you?
Cormat, I didn't expect to see you here.
He gets up and he walks up and he gives you a handshake and stuff, and he kind of goes here. Well, I mean, I don't usually come to these kind of places here, but I fear that the Dresden harbor is in danger, and all of our jobs and livelihood are in trouble here. So I came here looking for you, actually, and trying to find out if there's anything you could do to help me, friend.
I was actually just coming to find you. We had a altercation with some of the hooks in town.
He goes, that's you?
Well, technically, it wasn't me.
He looks and he kind of puts his head down in his hand. He goes, oh my God. He goes, Raze, do you realize what you have done?
I have no idea. From my perspective, a train blows up and a young little missy is being taken away. And my friends are getting shot at.
He looks like he's about to have like a heart attack. He kind of sits back in his chair a little bit and he goes, oh my God, this is worse than I could have imagined. You mean that a member of the Fifth Form, they were the ones that interfered with the operation?
And I'm going to lean closer towards Cormat.
Yeah.
So to make it clear that this is not something to be spoken aloud.
Yes. And he whispered as best he could, but you can see he's very apprehensive and very anxious right now.
Cormat.
Mm-hmm.
The only people involved were a stray guard and some rough and tough nobodies from in town. The Fifth Form was not involved.
He goes, oh God. All right, well, you obviously... Go ahead.
Cormat would be well acquainted with with my abilities, how I go about things, so he would understand that when I say a stray guard, that was me. Yeah, no, he gets that, but you realize the significance of
he would never really do these kind. He would never really talk in this way. He wouldn't really even be in this bar here without you bringing him first. Again, you're the one who kind of introduced him here. It's a safe place for you guys to meet, occasionally have a nice drink in town, and go about your business. Because it is open to people who know what it is. Not everyone here is part of your organization. It's open to individuals. But you can see that he is desperate right now. He is like sweating a little bit. And he goes, all right, well, you know the head of our organization, Ursa. She was presented an opportunity to get out from under the Wintermere family. Right?
Right.
I can't believe, I'm sorry. With that woman being kidnapped, and she was the mastermind of all this here, we were going to get the support we needed from one of the other families, because it would have weakened the infrastructure, it would have weakened the Wintermeres. They've already lost their airships. With their tramways now in disarray here, the Pashar family would have been able to seize control and wrestle away the control of the docks.
From one slave driver to the next, I see.
It's better to be a part of the slave driver that's going to feed you and again take care of you versus the Wintermere family. It's not ideal, but it is something. And now everything is a mess. Everything is a wreck. The Winter's Guard, they're everywhere. They're looking for this woman. They're going to strike back at us. They're going to come down in force, and they're going to kill everyone at the docks.
I said I was just going to sit down and nobody gets hurt. I had the right idea.
He looks up at you and he goes, "Who's this?"
No, that wasn't Rolex. That was me pointing out that my stupidity would have played out well.
He may still be surprised that this Warforged just being so close to me, and I'm just chill with it.
Yeah. As this happens, as you're having this conversation, Shikati, Les, and Rolex, you see one of the back doors open up here, and as you do, you see inside there's an individual who's standing off, back turned, and you see sitting down in a chair. You see there's a woman with the purple hair draping down over her shoulder, sitting inside that room as the door kind of like swings open slightly and then just closes back.
Are you kidding?
I can't do puns.
That was less than perfect.
Yes.
Yes, Les has disadvantage now for things.
Yay!
Do I hear Les's horrid attempt at a pun?
Yeah, the entire room goes quiet when that happens, and they all just stop and they all just stop and look at him.
Les,
and they go back to their drinking.
Down. Sorry, I was looking at my nose still.
He looks at you. Raze Cormat looks at you again and goes, "Raze, you have to do something about this. You have to help us. Everyone, all of the families, everyone who's there, who works the docks is going to die."
If I knew someone that was involved in this mess, I would make sure to lead them in the right direction. Don't worry, Cormat.
He looks still slightly worried, but go and make me a persuasion check. See if you can reassure him.
Persuasion. Whee!
Whee!
20 total.
Yeah, there you go. He kind of looks at you and he puts his hand on your hand. He goes, "I knew I could count on you, friend. I knew I could count on you. I'm going to go talk to the other dock workers and let them know that we have friends potentially who are going to help us. Thank you." And he kind of gets up. He puts a couple of coin down on the table and he nervously starts to walk out towards the door.
All right. I'll go ahead and let him walk and then reconvene with my party.
Yep. What do you guys want to do?
I would have liked to see how close I could have gotten to that. What's her name now? Lucina, Sumer Lucina. And just kind of like overhear her conversation with the armed guy.
Absolutely. So as you get closer there, and again, it's a crowded kind of little area here. You can get close enough without really pulling too much notice to yourself. As you get closer and closer, though, you hear her very much in hushed whispers. Make me a perception check to see exactly how much you can hear.
Oh,
I hear nothing.
So as you're getting closer and
that's a
closer,
one.
you get closer and closer. You kind of like scoot over, and there is a large individual that is like sitting at one of the tables. You kind of just accidentally step on his foot. And he kind of goes, "Ah!" And he gets up and he kind of like pushes you off to the side before you can hear anything. And you can see them look over at you from that table and see what's going on. And they kind of scoot their chairs a little bit more towards the side of the wall here, and they start talking again in more kind of hushed tones, as again a natural one when you're trying to listen to them.
All right, I go back and ask Rolex, do you have a device I can attach to beneath a table or a wall that can record sounds? Or could you make said device?
If I stop looking at Raze's back, I might take some time to do that.
All right,
But then
could you
he
work
might
on that
not
for
be
me, please?
safe.
All right, I'll take over watching his back.
And that is an audible sigh of relief from somebody who does not breathe.
Or Cormat, because I imagine this is happening while we're talking. Like he's just looking behind me. There's just a warforged just staring at my back.
Yeah,
Someone comes up, like speaks to them, and then they switch places.
So I guess Jason, part of this, one thing I'm thinking I could possibly reverse engineer. So for magical tinkering, one of the things I can do is imbue a tiny non-magical object with a property that will do up to 6-second long recorded message. So I guess what I would want to be able to do is have it go longer than 6 seconds, but I don't know what might. I mean, it says I could do it twice, so maybe I do it in something that could, record up to a half a minute or a minute or something.
Make a tinkering check for me, please.
What would you want to call that? Just an intelligence check?
So just make an intelligence roll plus your proficiency modifier, and let's see what you got.
Let me find that. 17.
Yeah. I would say you pull out. You actually take off like your ear. Tink,
actually, I guess it'd be 19 if I'm adding proficiency as well, because I got +2 for intelligence.
Yeah, you pop your ear off and you start to like mess with it, and like almost like a Rubik's Cube, you twist your ear around into a device, and you like whisper into it, and then you touch your other ear, and you can hear yourself in it, and you're like, I've done it. I would say it can probably record with a 19 a couple of minutes, maybe 2 minutes of full audio, if you wanted to. Now, it's how you're going to go about getting it over there on the table is another thing. But yeah, Rolex looks very pleased with himself, as pleased as Rolex can look when he's done.
I hand the device to Shiitake. I'm going to keep saying Shiitake because mushroom. Yeah. So I hand it to you and say, this will work. I will take over looking at his back again.
All right. I also want to mention to Raze, I want to whisper in his, lean down, whisper in his ear, the woman with the purple hairs in the back room.
All right. Perfect.
And then I'll try to make my way over to see if I can sleight of hand this device.
Yeah, make me a sleight of hand check. Yeah, make me a sleight of hand check. If anyone wants to help you, you can have advantage, but
yes, I would like some distractions, please.
Well, Les already made one hell of a distraction.
Wilfred can help.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I can give Wilfred the help there, and the help. Where the hell did I put that page? There it is. So with help, the creature I aid gains advantage on the next ability check it makes to perform the task they're helping with. And so I would use the Wilfred would go over and just bump the table hard enough that they stop and look at Wilfred while you go about what you need to do.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So with that, roll with advantage, please. Absolutely.
Come on.
Ooh, that's a 20.
Yeah. So Wilfred runs up and nudges the table a little bit harder than you think, and like some of the drinks like spill off to the side. And Shikata, you kind of grab the table before it falls all the way over, and you just snap the thing on there and go, "I'm so sorry about that, bad dog." And you start pulling Wilfred away.
It's still a cat.
Dog.
Yeah,
cat. It's a cat. Wilfred. Cat. and you start pulling him away, and then you have them kind of go, and they go back there. Now, Rolex will be the one who will hear the message, so he'll have to relay it to you.
Yes, that's fine.
But Rolex, over the course of the next couple of minutes, as Shukati kind of gives you a little bit of a nod, saying, go ahead and start recording, you overhear a conversation with them. You overhear a conversation with this individual, asking them to get Shyla, who is here in the area, back to the Peshar estate as soon as possible. She has incredible information over what's going on with the power station and how they were able to supply enough energy into the massive airships that they were building, and that they need her as leverage against the Wintermere family, and that they're willing to pay a strong amount of coin if they can bring them through there with the city with the city guard crawling around looking for her. It is a long journey. This is across the city to the Bashar estate. This is a day and a half, 2 days of travel across the city to get there. And you hear her going over, kind of this kind of request, and then it just stops as your magical, magical energy that was recording just reaches its limit.
Okay. I relay that information very closely to Shikati. The only difference would be in relaying it, I would be confused as to why they would use her as a lever.
There you go. So,
well, it's this thing that, never mind. I'll explain to you later.
Are they going to pry information with her?
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
I have heard that before.
Yes. I will, kind of lean into Raze again, let them know what just took place, and do we want to be the people that get Shyla over to the Pashars, or what are we thinking about this? I mean, personally, and I think you might agree, like you said, why change slave masters kind of thing? Why not just bring down the whole house of cards? I don't know.
Need to converse with one of my superiors first.
Yeah, I need to go send another message. Let me know when I can send another message there.
And then it goes boop.
Yeah,
Boop.
Yeah, there are these hubs around there. There's one that you saw that was maybe one block over. If you want to go down there right now, you can go and do that while Raze is doing that here and send out another message. If you want to send it again by the most secure route, it would be another 37 gold.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I guess also, because we were technically here for the Timeless Fang information, but there was something about the Rising Flame, another tavern that we should check out for that, or not?
That's why you're here. Raze needs to know who to go to at the Rising Flame to find the contact.
All right. So I want to send a message to my Yuan-Ti masters and let them know what they want me to do about all this stuff, if anything.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, we'll say that happens here. Les, is there anything that you want to do in the bar while you are waiting for things?
Les is just kind of out of his element because he doesn't really go to these establishments that often. So he's just, with his poor perception earlier, still just like booping his nose that he noticed recently. So.
All right. Well, in that case, then, Raze, what are you wanting to do?
Oof. Okay, so first of all, Cormat said that the dock workers were wanting to switch owners to the Peshar family?
Yes, the Peshar family has made them an offer to get away from the Wintermeres.
So that would benefit me personally, but that wouldn't change anything as far as my main goal. I definitely need to speak with one of my superiors, and I would know who to go to here to arrange that meeting, but I don't know if I have enough time, because if the mark is already here, then I need to secure it.
It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Am I able to get Shukati before they leave?
Yeah.
Shukati, you said the young woman was here. Where is she exactly?
She's in the back room. I don't know if you have access to that. This is not my place. And supposedly, obviously, that.
Okay, so
Sumar was talking to that man over there. I don't know who we know who that guy is? The hooded figure. Were you able to get like a good look or
you gotta look at him, but
the voice?
Yeah, you gotta look at him. You don't know who he is.
Yes, I don't know who he is, but maybe he's going to be tasked with trying to get her out of here.
So it's a race against the clock. Well, better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Depends. I guess it depends what race. If we want to even be a part of the race or just completely tank the whole thing.
Let's play it by ear. So this back room / side room. I imagine if the door can be seen from the main area, it's not exactly a back room.
No, it's just a back room. But again, it's guarded. There's a person who's standing in front of it. There's somebody on the other side of it as well, as you're very well know of. This is where the actual stuff that you guys do in your organization goes down. It's a private area.
Okay. So it's currently occupied. Would I think it would be reasonable for me to gain access at this time?
I think so. I think you definitely, with what's been going on in the present situation, you would feel enough urgency to go back there and just see if you can talk to your superior.
All right, then I'm going to approach the back door, confident, clearly identify myself.
Yeah, you see there's Zeno. He's one of the guards who's inside there. He looks at you, gives you a little nod, and then he kind of knocks on the door and he whispers something into there, and the door opens up. And as it opens up, you see the woman with the purple hair. She's still sitting there, and she looks back at you, and you see before you the end of the episode as you guys are ready to walk inside.
Oh God, this is my worst fear. They've infiltrated our group.
It's in the back room, man.
It's always in the back room.
Yeah,
the last place I would have thought to find it.
But what you do see though, as we will wrap up here for the night, but what you do see though, you see your superior. You see again the organization to protect the superiors. They don't actually have names. You're called the fifth form. The person you're seeing is the second. Is who you're seeing. That's all you know them by. That's all you that you don't have a name for them, but you do know of them, and that he has had multiple interactions with you. He did give you the job about the the airships and things, so he is aware of who you are. So, but that's who you see.
The second. Okay.
Yeah.
Second.
Fun.
Yep. So that's where we'll end for tonight.
Cool. So we'll all wrap this one up, and we can say bye.
Bye bye. I hate your cliffhangers, Jason.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
All right, we're ending it meow.
I meow.
Oh my God.
I heard something about